Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my favorite place, Anguilla. Special flight today. This is the all-new updated Britten Norman Islander from Black Box Simulations. This is V2. This is what, I don't know if it's what we've all been waiting for, but it's certainly what I've been waiting for. So let's get, let's have a quick look around, I guess. I mean, you can see how sharp and clear the lines are now. And of course, there's no other place to fly this airplane. There's Anguilla right there, another Anguilla Air Services. There's no other place to fly this airplane besides Anguilla. A couple things to notice right away. You've got the engine covers, chocks, gust locks, and pitot tube cover. And I took off with that on one time in a real airplane. That's a story for you. I think I told you guys that one time. But anyway, it fell off in the slipstream, thank God. This one would not fall off because this is one of those ones that comes down and points forward. The one I was flying when I made my debacle of an error was one of those ones on a Piper Cherokee that just goes straight down. So fortunately, the wind just blew the thing right off. But anyway, enough about my incompetence. This is external power supply on all of these. All of these work. All these fuses work. All the buttons work. It's really pretty awesome. You've got the Aspen PFD, which I sort of know a little. Well, actually, that's a big fat lie. I don't know at all how to use. I figured out how to set the altimeter, but I don't really feel like messing with that right now. Anyway, I'll learn that at some point because I want to be able to. I want to fly this airplane with an electronic flight instruments, but. Alright, let's go rotating beacon on. Mixtures and props full forward. Master and battery switches on. Avionics master and navcom transponder on. For some reason, I can't get my my avionics masters to work on my Honeycomb Bravo with this, and I also can't get the fuel pumps to work, so beats me. I'll figure it out at some point. This is about the 5th time I've tried to make a video doing this, flying this airplane, and I've either made terrible landings or something's gotten messed up, which made me decide I didn't want to post the video. But anyway. Alright, mags are on, and if we start the engines with the engine covers on, we will have to buy new engine covers. So let's turn all that stuff off. So we should be good to go. The throttles are cracked. Nobody there to kill or maim, so we will start that left engine. Oil pressure is good. Nobody to kill or maim on that side. No. Starter on that side. Good start. Alright, let's close the starter hood cover. Turn the fuel pumps off. Do we have ATC tonight? No, we do not, which is kind of good actually because it just makes it a little easier. Nav and strobe lights on, taxi light on. Let's engage the parking brakes, engage the tow brakes, release the parking brakes, lean the mixtures for taxi, and listen. Oh, that is such a beautiful sound. Listen to that engine. Let's go here, 122.8. We are on VATSIM, as always. I'm a Maarten enthusiast. Altimeter setting is fine, real good. Anguilla traffic, Anguilla 264, taxiing the runway 11, via taxiway Bravo, Anguilla. As soon as you get moving, tip your brakes. Brakes are working just fine. Listen to those engines. Oh, it is perhaps more exciting than it should be. Of course, we are here at Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport, courtesy of SLH Sim Designs. Definitely go out and get that if you don't have it. It's just a phenomenal airport. Fun little airport to fly in and out of. American Airlines flies here. You can fly here in the CRJ. You can fly here in, your citations, your longitudes, all that fun stuff. You can fly here in the Cup. It's a great little airport. Alright, I'm going to set the brakes. Let's close the window. Let's set the flaps. Fuel pumps coming on. Alright, mixture's rich. Props full forward. Let's just dial this out one notch here. Make sure there's nobody coming in on short final. There is not. Anguilla traffic, Anguilla 264, taking runway 11 for departure to the south, Anguilla. Alright. And let's get that meaty sound going again. Let's get our landing light on. And so, like I said, this is completely updated, this BN2 Islander from Black Box. This is the whole shebang. Constant fluid dynamics, the prop dynamics, the aero, everything. There's a truck on the runway. Alright, heading indicator checks with the runway number. So give me a chance to turn my altimeter on anyway. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. Release the brakes. And we are moving. 60 knots, 70 knots, and rotate. Make our passengers vomit by sticking the nose straight up in the air. Alright, we can put that notch of flaps up. Just kidding, I don't want to make my passengers vomit. May have done so, but I want to. Gorgeous departure here. And we are climbing through 1,000 feet. Fuel pumps coming off. Fuel pressures are looking good. Anguilla traffic. Anguilla 264 right crosswind departure off runway 11. Departing to the south Anguilla. I mean, it's this airplane and this island. It's like, it's home. It's home, baby. So excited about this airplane. Okay, so 1,500 feet. Let's pull the props back, pull the power back, and let's see if we can get this airplane trimmed. That's kind of the challenge of this airplane. Kind of the challenge of the airplanes in Sim Update 10. This is DX11, by the way, because they turned off all the DX12 optimizations that they had worked. Which is a bummer because DX12 is really, really cool to start with, to start the beta anyway. sure everybody's heard they have pushed the beta back, the sim update 10 back by 2 weeks, which frankly I thought they would never do. So I'm kind of surprised actually that they did that. I don't think it's going to make any difference to the people who think Asobo are screwing everything up. I think they're damned if they do, damned if they don't, but, you know, that's the way it is. And by the way, look at those yellow prop tips. I mean, how cool is that? How cool is that? Save off in the distance. And as usual, the plane is probably pitching up and down, and up and down, and up and down. It's the way, yeah. And it's just, the flight dynamics. The problem is not black box. The problem is the sim update 10 stuff. It's just, it's hard to describe. Wait until you have it. It's just the airplane is never steady, like never steady. And it's all airplanes. It's I mean, look at this. It's not even like little changes either. I mean, you look at the vertical speed indicator, and it's just, you know, it's gone from 1,000 feet down to level flight to now wanting to climb like crazy, and it's just nuts. Okay. See, Maarten, traffic Anguilla 264 is 5 miles to the northeast, inbound runway 10, Princess Juliana. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. And people say, well, why don't you use autopilot? I don't. Autopilot button is probably doesn't have a fingerprint on it in this airplane in real life. Nobody flies Islanders with autopilots, unless you got the G1000 version, which, you know. But look, I mean, it's just constant battle, up and down and up and down. It's really, and again, it's a sim update 10 issue. It's just crazy. So, there's somebody on a final out here. Somebody out here on final. See, and look at this, the vertical speed. I mean, it's just, ay. Princess Juliana traffic, Anguilla 264, 3 mile left base runway 10, Princess Juliana. I don't know if that's live traffic or whether that is what that is. The weight of this airplane is so great now. It feels so nice. It's much different than it was in V1. The power settings look so much more realistic. This is not your typical Islander pattern at all, but I don't know what that traffic is, so. Princess Juliana traffic, Anguilla 264 turning a 3-mile final, runway 10, Princess Juliana. Okay, but you really have to fight the nose up with the flaps. And there's that plane landing right now, it's just the threshold. See, we're at 1500 RPM, or 15 inches of manifold pressure rather, which is much more realistic for how this plane performs. Definitely a bit of a right crosswind here. I think I'm just gonna stick with 1 notch of flaps. feet, props full forward. Let's go fuel pumps on. Mixtures are rich, props full forward. Princess Juliana traffic, Anguilla 264, mile and a half final, runway 10, Princess Juliana. Princess Juliana traffic, Anguilla 264, short final 10, Princess Juliana. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on glide slope, which is not the place I'm used to being. I don't know if it just always makes that colossal crunching sound when everybody else lands it too, but I'm gonna get off on Delta just because last time I got off on Echo and there was a bit of a taxiing issue with the plane that was on the run. The plane that was taxiing for Charlie. I misunderstood some instructions from ATC. But geez, I gotta say that landing felt pretty good. Landing light coming off. Princess Juliana, traffic Anguilla 264 is clear the runway off Delta, Princess Juliana. And of course, that is a big fat lie. I'm not clear of the runway until I am crossed, entirely across this double yellow line. Don't ask me why I chose to be dishonest. Alright, let's go. Extras leaning for taxi. Flaps are up. I am assuming that is another vat simmer because, or another Microsoft Flight Simulator pilot. I don't know why they chose to park the way they did, but such is life. Alright, fuel pumps are off. If I look like I'm drunk driving right now, it's because I was looking at my phone to try and tell whether that was a vat simmer or not. See, he looks like he's driving all over the place too. So, aside from the issues, the stability, the aerodynamic stability issues in the simulator itself, this airplane is amazing. And that is another VATSIM pilot who did not make any radio calls. Unless I'm on the wrong frequency, 122.8, I am not. Okay, well, you know, whatever. Alright, mixtures, idle cutoff, throttles are idle. Let's set the parking brake. I don't want to scold another VATSIM user, but it would have been cool if they had made radio calls. Alright, those are coming off. Magnetos can come off. Always turn off your avionics before you turn your mags off. I forget why, but it's one of those things you should do. So aside from the stability issues of the aerodynamic stability issues of the sim, this airplane is awesome. It's just awesome. It feels great. That was one of my better Islander landings because you can actually flare this airplane now and you can fly it at slow air speeds. And very, very grateful to Black Box for this airplane, and really thrilled to be able to fly it. Can't wait until Asobo gets on top of some of these aerodynamics issues that they're having. Because other than that, things are looking pretty good. So anyway, the Black Box Islander is back in business, kids. Hope you guys are doing well.